going on. When the lights go down, I've seen hell in you, but you don't care, no, you don't care, no. You just rather watch me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in. Fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in. You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. Now you wanna see me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into
everybody, and welcome back. So we are back into it. We are in the GVU Cup Finals here, where UCM will be taking on Aquinas College here. So for those of you who don't know, UCM did face Aquinas College earlier in this week on Tuesday. Sadly, we were not able to stream that match on the day it was done. We will be streaming that later on in the week, so you will be able to see it. There will be a recap of it, I promise, but we were just not able to do that this week due to some restraints. And so UCM will be going up against them again. They did lose to Aquinas, and so that is going to be a problem, maybe, possibly, but then again, I thought Cornell was going to be a bit of an issue for us, and that wasn't the case. So UCM will be having a bit of a fun time tonight, I do believe, or today. It's the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just too hyped about all this, and to be hyped about it, you know, we do have to talk about our Culver's starting lineup for today. And it looks like it will be Deity and Jonah, as usual, on that starting lineup as the tank duo. You got Trey and Rickless Morty up there as the, your DPS lineup. And then DD Gaming and the Red Polka up as supports. I'm still reeling from the fact of Cornell. So this means that we have a good, hopefully, starting block stepping into this matchup against Aquinas College. And so hopefully UCM can show the same vigor, the same determination as they did in the last match, because this is going to be about the same kind of rundown as well for UCM. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else to say to you other than this is hopefully going to be one humdinger of a match. Hopefully it goes the distance like it did with Cornell College. I really do hope it does. And so with that being said, we'll take a short break and we will be right back into the action.
Thank you for joining us today. Before today's match, we'll be going over the rules of Overwatch. Overwatch is a 6v6 team-based game, where each map has specific objectives to complete. At the beginning of the match, and at any time during the game, the players can move into a spawn room that allows them to choose what character they want to play. They can also do this while waiting to respawn. There are 3 types of heroes that can be played. Tanks specialize in protecting allies, disrupting enemies, and occupying the front line. They have high survivability and abilities that protect themselves and others with shields and crowd control. Damage heroes are responsible for seeking out, engaging, and defeating the enemy using their varied tools, abilities, and playstyles. Lastly, support are heroes that heal, buff, and provide utility. Support heroes boost the overall performance of their team by increasing their survivability, speed, and damage output. They're generally the worst duelists and are best when surrounded by teammates. Throughout the match, players have a select set of abilities that can be used. All heroes have at least 2, although some have more. Each character also has an ultimate ability that must be charged by dealing damage or healing. Each match takes place on one of 4 types of maps: Assault, Payload, Control, or Hybrid. Payload maps have an objective that players must push to the end of a set track, with the other team defending. Whichever team can push their payload further wins. Assault maps have 2 objectives that one team must try to capture while the other team defends. Hybrid maps are a combination of the last 2 mentions, with one team capturing a point and then pushing it along a track. In control maps, players must fight over one point located in the middle of the map and hold it to fill their percentage. Finally, whichever team has won the most rounds by the end of the match will win the game.
Hello everybody and welcome back. So we are on Lijiang Tower here for the first map today. This is a control point as you saw in the educational video. And so this is where it will all begin. UCM going up against Aquinas College here. And so this is just a rematch of the whole week. This match happened not too long ago, so it's still fresh in the mind of UCM. So you have to be thinking here, has UCM learned everything they could from this last matchup? And is it going to be the same kind of thing that we had to deal with Cornell? Will we be able to stand stoically and be able to hold on to the points, or be able to just compete with the level of play that we're going to be seeing from Aquinas College? And so we do see a classical, looks like brawl composition coming out from both sides here, but instead of seeing a Reaper out and ready, we do see a McCree out on the side of Aquinas College. So UCM and Aquinas will be doing the good old Symmetra strat where they will be just bombarding into the point here. And we'll just hop into the action real quick. Jonah swinging around his hammer, seeing what all he can do. Rickless Morty is low on the HP lifestyle here. UCM continue to just try and secure the point as best they can. Playing right around the Rosie. Nothan does take down Noah. My apologies. Takes down Rickless Morty. UCM is down the big damage dealer in Rickless Morty, who is able to amp up those kind of damage things with a Symmetra pick. But it doesn't matter. North is down. Noah is down on the side of Jonah. Jonah taking a lot of damage there as well. So UCM does have a little bit of stuff to do. Peak is going a little bit low. DD Gaming does go down on the side of ATB. Hammer down coming on the side of Jonah. He doesn't have that fire stroke, but he does get it out there, and Abo does go down along with ATB going down on the side of Deity. Deity doing some work as best as he can to try and keep the point alive, but it's not going to be enough as Aquinas College does come through and secure the kill here. Rickless Morty trying to keep on doing as much stall as he can, along with the rest of UCM here. DD Gaming will be just kind of playing ring around the Rosie on the point, but he will be brought down eventually. But we do see Jonah trying to get to the point, but it doesn't matter. Aquinas will be the one to cap it. Jonah kind of bit out of position there. Jonah trying to do a little bit of a fake charge there, but it doesn't end up going well, and so Jonah will fall to the side of McBunny. So UCM, again, having to do some peek, taking out the red polka on that push there, and UCM on a bit of a struggle bus on the beginning opening map here of Lijiang Tower. So UCM needs to just calm down, needs to take the fact that they did win against Cornell, but that doesn't mean that they win the whole thing here. And so Aquinas is a totally different monster, it appears, in dealing with in this series. And so UCM will have to come over here onto the backside of the point. Jonah marching forward with his shield, trying to get super aggressive, as we can see here. We just see a grab coming out on the side of Deity, and UCM does not get a beat out, but there's a high noon out, but he doesn't get it off, and UCM does. Shatter coming out again from Jonah. Trey and Jonah doing some work. We do see Noah doing a hammer down, but Red Polka not able to get away from it. UCM does get to hold on to some things here. Oh, Jonah almost gets peaked with his fire strike. UCM continuing to kind of hold on to the point. We do see Deity and everybody else trying to do this. Graviton coming out. Amplification Major coming out from McMoney. Pete coming out on the side of DD Gaming. UCM continuing to just try and do what they can. DD Gaming going up onto point here, trying to see if he can keep everybody up, but speeding out as much as he can. We do see that the Orba is able to, O'Bray is able to put up some walls there, and UCM unable to really take back the point there. So UCM needing to get back into the groove of things if they're able to want to get back into this map here, of at least taking this point at least and get some percentage up on the board. UCM going back onto the backside here, trying to see if they can do any kind of work. UCM looks like they're going to be, going up into the underside here. Big fire strike coming in on the side of Noah. UCM going to speed on in there with his thoughts of DD Gaming, and UCM trying their best to stay alive. DD Gaming getting super low. Sun's getting real low. We do have a shatter out from the side of Jonah. Jonah's a little bit low on stuff. Hammer coming out. We do get a good chunk of kills there, but Peak is down, but UCM is still losing players. They're down a lot there. The Symmetra play on Obra. We do see an Nano Boost coming out on the side of Jonah, but I don't think it's going to be enough to keep him alive. UCM, again, just kind of in a bad place. Deity trying to hop in there and do some stuff. DD Gaming as well, trying to stall on the point, but that's not going to work out. The Symmetra play just was too strong on the side of Aquinas College. So Obra is showing that he's able to stand his own with the Symmetra plays, and so very dedicated to holding on to that. Again, Symmetra is very good at holding on to those points and denying access, especially with the way that those turrets operate. They do a lot of damage, and they slow down the opponent or whoever is being hit by those turrets. So that's just kind of the pain there. So Lijiang Tower is basically the play of the Symmetras. Whichever Symmetra gets on the point first and solidify their stasis on that point will be able to hold on for a good long time until the next team fight, and usually after 2 or 3 team fights or whenever the opposing Symmetra is removed, that's whenever the swaps will happen here. So we do see that being a possibility here. We'll have to see, will Rickless Morty be able to capitalize and be better at the Symmetra play here on this map than it was on the previous one. We do see Baptiste coming out on the side of the red polka, and so we do want to see that immortality field coming up a lot more often. So UCM, though, looks like everybody's getting there at about the same time. The McBunny is down, red polka is down as well, but Eveling is down by Rickless Morty's turn. UCM continuing to pump in there. UCM holding on to the point here. It does look like Jonah doing as much work as he can, takes out a few, and UCM will be able to solidify and get this point here. UCM, great initiation, and it looks like they were just able to get the first fast kill there. You know, both Baptistes were down, so there was not a lot of healing on that side, but DD Gaming was able to assist with some stuff, and Jonah and Deity were doing lots of work there, and then Rickless Morty placing up turrets where they need to be. Shatter online for Jonah here, and so we'll see how well that'll play into this upcoming push for Aquinas College. Will Jonah be able to get something nice and juicy? He does see his counterpart over there. He is looking right now. He does see that there's a possibility for something. He's waiting. Hammer down, but it is blocked. Eveling does take out Trey. Jonah on low health, but Eveling taken down by Deity. And so UCM continuing to kind of push forward. Jonah taking lots of damage on the side of Aquinas College. Immortality field out. ATB taking out DD Gaming. ATB doing great work on the Zarya play. Does take out Rickless Morty, though. And UCM is going to have to probably take a step back because they're not going to be able to contest against ATB. Deity trying to see what he can do. But, oh, the red polka before he dies does take out ATB. It was just a simultaneous kind of like death pop there. And then we do see DD Gaming coming in and trying to continue to contest the point as best as he can. He gets behind the Symmetric Shield that Rickless Morty ever so nicely plays. We do see a Sim teleporter right there ready to just continue to bring in Aquinas players. And we'll see that it is now gone, so UCM does have the opportunity to try and get rid of whoever's on point. No, it does fall to the side of DD Gaming. UCM continuing to kind of just march through and do what kind of damage that they can. ATB on point now. Does get nanoed on the side of UCM, but ATB, again, just going to be able to melt people down. And we do see Jonah trying to do what he can, but he is native, so UCM will be able to keep the ticker going, basically, is what happened here. The majority of that was just trying to keep it to where their percentages were going up. So UCM does have an opportunity here to take the point back and tie up the series. Rickless Morty is hopping onto the Junkrat here, looking for that burst damage potential, because now you have Obra in, I believe, their element in being the Symmetra. And so UCM will have to really work to contest everything that Aquinas is going to be working to just hold off on them. So UCM is looking to probably go up here on the left-hand side. We do see a Graviton Surge coming out, and UCM is caught. Beat coming out on the side of UCM. Trey is slept in the background here. UCM is just going to have to keep pushing forward, but Deity is taken out by Eveling, and UCM is down their Zarya, so that's a lot of bubble potential that they needed. And so basically this is coming down to the battle of the Zaryas. Jonah coming out with a big shatter. He does stun Noah, but Death Blossom coming out on the side of Trey. Does get Eveling and ATB, so that's going to be a big opening for UCM. Hammer down coming out on the side of Noah, and so UCM, Trey and Rickless Morty do fall to Noah, and UCM will not be able to get back onto the point on this round. So UCM, that was just some better, kind of bit better tank play on the side of Noah, it looked like. So this is going to get fun, Noah and Jonah. Anyway, so UCM needs to be able to capitalize on some of the stuff that's happening here. Trey was able to get 2 kills with his Death Blossom, and so that was a great thing to have. So UCM is going to have a bit of a heck of a time trying to get back onto point. DD Gaming looks like he's going to be going around onto a flank here to see if he can maybe get some more information or get a bit of a heads up on something. Rickless Morty does have tire up, so this is a big potential for him to try and get a quick pick, maybe on somebody important. We'll see what happens. And so you do see, he does see pain and suffering coming, and he gets in there. He does take out Eveling, and Eveling is down, so UCM does have an opportunity here. Nano boost onto Noah here. UCM is going to have to do their best. Rickless Morty does take out Peak, though, and so UCM is on a bit of a rampage here. They do have an opportunity. Rickless Morty trying his best, but does die to the turn stuff Obra, so UCM needs to get in there. Amplification Maester coming out on the side of McBunny, and UCM is going to have to try and duel this out onto the point. The red polka is down by the side of ATB, and Deity trying to get in there and try and show what he's made of, but it doesn't look like Deity is going to be able to do anything. Jonah taking lots of damage there, and it doesn't look like DD Gaming trying to come in and do some stuff. Peak takes out Jonah there. UCM just trying to hook on to the point at this time in juncture, and UCM don't know if it's going to really work out for him. Rickless Morty on the Tracer trying to get the point quickly. Trey trying to get in there, but it's not going to really work out for him. Rickless Morty once more trying to just stall on that Tracer. We do Beat coming out on the side of DD Gaming, trying to again sustain and keep the trickle going, but it's not really going to work out here. Noah does take out DD Gaming, and UCM will not be able to recap on this point, and Aquinas College will take map 1 here. And so UCM is in a bit of a deficient starting point, and so this is not looking too good for UCM. ATB, though, we do have to acknowledge the fact of how well he was doing on the Zarya. He was outplaying Deity for every step, and so basically ATB was able to keep high charge, able to keep it to where he was keeping his team alive and keeping his fellow tank buddy up and running as well. And so UCM just didn't seem like we got the synchronization just yet, so maybe we're just a fourth quarter type of team, so that could be a possibility as well. So UCM will have to let this map go, and so they will do the next map pick, and hopefully it'll be a map that is within our favor. And so with that being said, we're going to take a quick break and see a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with the next map.
Culver's is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports. Welcome to Delicious.
Imagine opportunity. Got it? Good. Now pursue it. Choose the right college to cultivate it. Discover your passion, your talent. Now share it. Embrace it. Go global. Find support, network, build your team. Set a goal, work hard, achieve it. Be proud of yourself. Celebrate it. Discover UCM. Discover opportunity in action.
Excited for the interview today?
I am.
Okay, let's get right to it. You're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be and why?
I'm colorblind, so colors are really hard for me. But let's see here. I like blues, like a shade of blue, probably.
First game ever played?
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on PlayStation 2. First game I ever beat too.
What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
Any like 80s classic rock, anything like that. Probably like Thunderstruck.
What would the title of your book be?
Probably something along the lines of being distracted a lot, but somehow getting through life.
What would your last meal consist of?
Oh man, that's hard. I really like food. Some kind of like pasta meal, some like gnocchi, like little soft balls of like pasta dough. Oh, it's so good.
College, you don't want a piece of paper. You want an opportunity. The opportunity to lead, to innovate, to transform. The opportunity to excel beyond what you thought possible. At the University of Central Missouri, your goals are achievable because we give you more support so your ambition faces fewer obstacles. Embrace your potential with the backing of 150 years of academic excellence, with undergraduate and graduate degrees available in Warrensburg, Lee Summit, and online. Discover UCM. Discover opportunity in action.
Are you ready for the interview today?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get right to it. What's the first thing you would buy with $1 million?
Well, I would probably try to keep some of the money for later, but I would probably buy a house.
What would be your superpower?
I would have the power to be invisible.
What would the title of your book be?
The Story of Marcus.
What would your last meal consist of?
I'd probably just have pizza as my last meal.
If you could cyber enhance one body part, what would it be?
My arm.
First game ever played?
Trying to remember now. It was a long time ago, but I think one of the first games I played was Mario.
What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
It depends, but I really like Weird Al, so I would have to say Elmish Paradise by Weird Al Yankovic.
You're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be?
I would say probably Crazy Plum.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are on Eichenwald here, and so this is where UCM and Aquinas will be matching off. This is UCM's map pick, so they're obviously confident in what they're going to be picking here. We do see Piku going on to the Ana here. We're getting more of that nade. Obra still on the Symmetra, so that tells me they're super comfortable on that pick. Rickless Morty and the rest of crew do take a little bit of damage. ATB is the one to watch here, and UCM will be beginning to do their attack run on the front here. Jonah just pumping through and whatnot, trying to see what damage he can do. UCM continuing to go through, and it does look like Aquinas will rotate on the other side of the tower here. UCM just trying to get some work done. We do see a wall come up. We do see turrets go down on the side of Aquinas. UCM trying to do their best. We do see nades out on Deity and Rickless Morty, but it doesn't do much for him. UCM continuing to try and do some stuff. Obra looks like he's trying to get around to get some charge up and just melt down Jonah's shield here. And so UCM is in a bit of a backpedal here, but nobody lost. Just getting a bit of a dry push there. And so UCM and Aquinas are a little bit even on the ult charges here. Deity does have a bit more on his grab than ATB, which is very impressive to see. And so UCM continuing to try and push through underneath the arches. We do see some stuff. Rickless Morty throwing up a wall to try and get Noah, but not really going to happen there. UCM continuing to hold off there. Rickless Morty taking a lot of damage on that push there. Jonah as well holding off onto the side there. We're going to see how well this works out. Trey off onto the side here trying to take care of ATB, but it's not going to work out. Trey needing to fall back, and so ATB as well coming back, trying to get ready to save his buddy. And so UCM looks like hammer down coming out on the side of Jonah. UCM And so Deity does take care of his counterpart in ATB. Orba takes out DD Gaming, though. Trey taking out Noah. Orba down by the side of Trey as well. UCM Deity taking out McBunny. And so UCM able to do a fairly clean team fight there. We just see Evelyn coming out of the other side of the sim board. So we're just going to get rid of that so they're no longer tempted to come see us. UCM takes it on the third, or no, that was about the second team fight there. So UCM in a good position here with 4 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock to push. So Aquinas has a lot to do here, but you know, no matter here. So Noah on the high ground waiting for his shatter to be charged up. He has 5%. He's about ready to get it. And so UCM has to be watching out for that shatter. It looks like they like being a little flanky, especially with that Symmetra. That Symmetra can place that teleporter almost anywhere. It does look like Noah is going to be probably going across that. Nope, never mind. UCM in the underground here, it looks like. And so it does look like High Noon coming out on the side of Evling here. And Evling looking to see if he can get anybody. He is on the other side. He shoots, but only gets DD Gaming there after High Nooning and not really getting anybody else. Deity is getting low, and Evling taking out Deity there. So it does look like Eveling's going to be using that. And so just the Symmetra teleporter here allowing for Eveling to just move around so fast across the map here. And then Noah just sweeping up all the other damage that UCM is taking. And so this is not looking so good. That was not the greatest team fight, but then again, the Symmetra is going to throw a few things out and off for UCM here. That Sim teleporter is going to be kind of the key here of watching out for. They know where he's going to be. They know where the Sim teleporter is. So it looks like the idea for UCM here is to go up onto the high ground to dislodge them from that, and that's going to be the idea. Deity with a Graviton Surge and a Blizzard's out as well on the side of that, and then Noah puts out a slam, but doesn't work out. Jonah does take out people here, but there is a oh no, did DD Gaming get it? Oh no, Noah survived and hit the small little ledge down below, so DD Gaming is sad by the fact that he doesn't get anything else. We do see him do a nice little boop, but nobody falls off on the side of that. You know, Dylan's getting frustrated because he wants that environmental kill on the side of Aquinas, and ATB and Peak will die to the tank lineup of UCM. So Jonah and Deity here will be trying to hold on to the front line here to make sure that nobody else can kind of pump through. It looks like they're going to try and stall it here so that they don't have the issue of the thing being trapped on the side here. It does look like Obra gets off of the Symmetra and is wanting to show us his Hanzo here, so I'm intrigued to see that. Trey, though, tries to get in there, but dies trying. Jonah takes that north, though. And McBunny dies as well. And so UCM is in a good advantage as well again. And so Jonah gets left off on the side of the wall. ATB waking him up fairly quickly. So UCM, again, still has a bit of a push advantage here. Deity and Jonah taking turns watching walls. And ATB trying to get around the May wall here to try and see what he can do. We do have a shatter out on the side of Jonah. We're going to wait and see. We do see ATB getting frozen there, but Eveling does save him. Peak taking a kill out on Rickless Morty. Rickless Morty getting a good headshot on that end of it. Deity with a big grab here gets two. Immortality Matrix up on the side of Aquinas College. Red Polka gets a skill orb out onto Elv, and UCM is beginning to continue the snowball push onto Aquinas. UCM getting him back into spawn, and you know, I guess, okay, fine. I mean, you didn't go all the way to spawn here. You just at least got like 5 feet away from spawn. Maybe I can allow that. You know, this tactic of keeping them in spawn and everything like that. ATB is back out and is getting Noah ready to be primed in there. Jonah. Oh, Noah is walled off, though, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Deity helps in taking that out. Eveling's down and gets destroyed by Deity. ATB is nano boosted. Beat coming out of the side of DD Gaming. Grab out on the side of ATB, so UCM is continuing to try and melt stuff down. ATB is still nano boosted, but it doesn't really matter. Deity does melt him down, saying, I'm the Alpha Zarya. UCM continuing to try and get this push off. Hammer coming out on the side of Noah. Does get one on Trey, and UCM is continuing to push. They are naded. Jonah is in a lot of trouble, and Jonah and Trey will go down, but Dragons are out on the side of Orba there, and Eveling will take out DD Gaming, so UCM continues to try and hold as best as they can. Deity holding off on the side corner here, just kind of hiding out. And so UCM will have a bit more of a pain to deal with here. UCM, though, has 2.5-ish minutes to get this pushed all the way, and that'll be a great start for UCM on Eichenwald. And so UCM continuing to kind of push through. Healing Orb coming out on the side of the Red Polka. UCM continuing to kind of push. Application Mage ground McBunny, but Rickless Morty using his wise wits and blocking it off so that now Aquinas, basically that Amplification Matrix is just no longer void. And we do see Orba trying to come around and get rid of him. Red Polka going around on a flank here to try and not die. So UCM continuing to kind of keep people up. We do see the Red Polka coming around here and just trying to keep everyone healed. ATB trying to keep his partner alive here on Noah. We just do Grab coming out. Blizzard coming out as well from UCM. Rickless Morty trying his best here. Wall coming out trying to prevent anything else. And so UCM will continue. Nano coming out onto Noah. Noah getting a bubble, gets fully healed up. Hammer coming out on the side of Jonah, and then Noah there getting melted fairly quickly on the side of UCM. We do see Noah still getting too low on health there, but does get a lucky bubble from his buddy here, ATB. ATB just being a very good Zarya and doing his best to support his team as a whole here. Crusaders coming out here, and UCM will be all knocked down on the side of Noah. UCM is low on health. Looks like it's just going to be a trickle now, and DD Gaming is the only one left alive, and it looks like he will probably be heading back to, he is back in spawn. He died at the very beginning, ladies and gentlemen. DD Gaming just giving everybody a little bit of a speed boost here, getting ready to hop in there. And so we do see Rickless Morty considering on staying on the Mei. He switches, goes to the Junkrat. We do need that extra spam damage, even though that might get ATB up to his charge that he needs to continue to melt everybody else on the side of UCM. UCM continuing to kind of just march through here. So we'll see how well this Rickless Morty Junkrat will work out for us. He's going to pump out as much damage as he can. We do see Amplification Maker coming out on the side of Aquinas. So Aquinas is zoning out UCM right now. UCM just waiting out that Amplification Matrix until they can do anything else. As long as they don't peek at the wrong time, they should be fine. UCM waiting, charging in. We do see Jonah hopping in there, taking lots of damage. And so UCM is getting ready. Oh, Graviton Surge coming out on the side of Aquinas. Beat coming out as well, but Death Blossom coming out from Trey. And he does get 2, but Orba gets 2 with his dragons. UCM in a bad place, and it does look like Trey will fall there. UCM going to have to just probably fall back and see if they can keep charge onto Deity. And so it does look like, though, that Noah isn't really done with anybody. Nope, never mind. They are falling back. They're getting ready. This is last push territory. Somebody has to touch here. 10 seconds left on the clock for UCM to get in there and do something. We do see Jonah being sped in. He does have Shatter. He's waiting to use it. Hainu coming on the side of Eveling. He's trying to keep his shield up to make sure that nobody dies. Oh, no. And no, there we go. UCM is able to do something. Hammer down coming out on the side of Noah. Grab coming out as well. Jonah just too low. He does hammer it out, though. ATB low on health. And UCM is just going to have to try and do what they can, but it's not really going to work out so well. UCM only has the red polka really left on the toy. DD Gaming is the only one left, but he does fall. UCM, though, will not be able to push it all the way to third. And so UCM has their win condition now. Basically, they have to prevent Aquinas College from pushing it to that point that UCM got to. So this is going to be a tall order. It would have been better if they could have pushed it all the way to third. That way it would have been a bit of an easier route for them. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, if Aquinas gets the cart to here, Aquinas will win the second map. And so this isn't going to look too good. I accidentally pushed a button. Ignore that. Ignore that. Nobody needs to see that. My apologies. So UCM has to prevent this battering ram from getting to this point. UCM has the utilities. UCM has the teamwork to make this happen. So it's just going to boil down to who's going to be better coordinated for all of this. We do see Obra staying on the Hanzo here. Eveling staying on the McCree. McBunny staying on the Baptiste here. And so UCM will have Trey on the McCree and Rickless Morty onto the Mei here. So UCM looking to stick with their classical Brawly comp. And hopefully this will work out for you because you got a lot of zone control here with some of the ultimates and also being able to deny certain diving in attempts onto the backline here. So trying to keep the Red Polka safe. And, you know, that's kind of the key here because the Red Polka will be your main source of heals at this point in juncture because Dylan, DD Gaming, can only provide so much with his Lucio heals. And so UCM will be having a bit of a tough time, I think, trying to hold these points here. But, you know, tough just means scrappy, and we're good at that. So UCM will be trying to hold around this bell tower here. And so UCM will try and pump out as much damage as they can. ATB looks like ATB is going for the high ground. Possibly no, looks like we're all going to the left side here of the bell tower. Jonah taking lots of damage, does get stunned. And so UCM's just going to have to fall back. And so we do see Rickless Morty having to use Ice Block here. He does wall off. Noah, and Noah is taken down. Orbo is off onto the side there. Obra, my apologies. UCM is able to get a bit of a pick there, and so there is no shield. ATB running back, and so UCM is able to try and get a little bit of damage out and charge up their ultimates there as Aquinas College retreats, but Aquinas College also has some charges there. Deity not up on the charge there as much as ATB. ATB is going to get his Graviton probably a lot faster here than our own Deity, so UCM is going to have a lot of fun here trying to do that. ATB going after Trey here. Trey going to have to just hold off and try and keep things up and running. ATB coming through onto the side here. Does stun! Oh, almost is able to get a good kill onto him. Barrier is down on the side of Noah. Noah is taken out by Deity. Orbra takes out the red polkas in Immortality Field. Jonah just walking around the payload here right now. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of ATB. ATB is nanoed, and Nano is ATB, but he is going to be melted down by a High Noon. UCM continuing to just stay strong here on the point. Deity pumping out so much damage, trying to make sure he asserts himself as the alpha of the Zarya matchup, and Jonah following up on all the damage that the team has done. And UCM will win this next team fight, but ladies and gentlemen, there is still 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on this clock. That is plenty of time for Aquinas to rally and come back into it. But not rally in the sense that they have a break, but rally in the sense of, you know, morality and things. Not morality. Morale. That's the word. Anyways, UCM coming into the next round here. North. No, almost crowd up. We do see a Graviton Surge coming out on the side of Deity. We do have Noah. Dragon's coming out to try and prevent anything else from happening on the side of that. UCM going to try Jonah. Low on health, but they do get rid of Noah. But Jonah does fall on the side of that. And so UCM's going to have to do their best. ATB going on to the side of there. DD Gaming doing his best to try and keep his healing buddy up and running. And so ATB really trying to figure out where the frick DD Gaming is going to be at. And so UCM going to try and continue to hold that off. But Deity does take out Obro, but not before he takes out DD Gaming. So UCM does have a little bit of opportunity. Deity needs to work on that. Jonah back onto the ball here, so he's wanting to contest this point as best he can. We do see a hammer coming out on the side of Noah. Deity is down. UCM having to try and do their best. Trey's taken out as well. ATB continuing to melt down everybody. The Red Polka does take a nade to the face, and ATB does help wipe out the team there. And so Rickless Morty coming out and trying to freeze out ATB, but it doesn't really work out so well. But we do see that Jonah is still on the point here, doing his best to stall out, but it doesn't really work out as well. But UCM able to stall that point out. And so UCM now has the long road of stopping any kind of snowball attempts made by Aquinas College. So Jonah will swap off of the ball onto the Reinhardt here because we need that more than anything else in the world. Jonah will be coming around here onto the flank. He'll be trying to do some damage, but Jonah will be melted and immediately deleted because he was just spawn split. We just see Graviton Surge coming out on the side of ATB. He's going to melt and take out the rest of UCM there. We do see Deity trying to fall back, but Trey taking lots of damage there. ATB, again, just doing some work and is taken out by Trey. Trey doing as much work as he possibly can as a 64 HP McCree. You know, even though he got a little bit of a health buff, it still hurts to be dead. So UCM does win a bit of the team fight, but Aquinas is going to be able to do a lot of pushing here. So UCM is going to try and do some work. Noah takes a Fire Strike attempt here. Does take a little bit of damage hit by there. Peak looking to see if he can stop Trey from doing anything else. Trey looking to see if he can do anything. High Noon coming out on the side of Trey. We do see stuff happening. We do see Eli doing some stuff, but it does look like Rickless Morty coming out on the Hanzo here and does so much damage on it. And UCM being able to push through and stop kind of the attempt there. And ATB just self-destructs with a Granado into the foot there. And so UCM in good position here. So Rickless Morty up onto this Hanzo means he's wanting to compete with Obra here. And so UCM looking like they're ready to compete at this level. And so I'm hoping that this is going to be a good matchup. So UCM holding onto the high ground here. Trey looking off onto the side here to see if they're going to try and do anything sneaky. So nothing happening there. So UCM still holding onto the high ground here as Aquinas comes around. Trey hiding off to the side, waiting to see if they come up, and he sees him. Oh, he does stun ATB. ATB, though, was ready for him, but ATB does take a lot, and he dies to a Sonic Arrow from Rickless Morty. Rickless Morty does get a beat onto him, though, and so UCM continuing to try and do some work. And so, but he does get a bit of a kill, but Evelyn come around and taking out Rickless Morty. DD Gaming trying to keep everybody else alive, and so that's not going to work out. Noah takes out the Red Polka. UCM continuing to do some stuff. He does try to boop off Orba, but that doesn't really work out as well either. So Noah continuing to do some damage here, and UCM is back at square one. Rickless Morty does have dragons, so it's ready to contest the point if need be. And so UCM, he does see that there is a Reinhardt just sitting there on the point. And so UCM, he's going to put a Dragons up there onto the point here. We'll see how well that does for UCM. It does look like Aquinas College does fall out. ATB does take a flashbang to the face. We do hear a shatter coming out on the side of Jonah, but Orbe takes out that. But again, Orbe is taking out a lot of stuff. High Noon coming out on the side of Elving. But the point is capped by Aquinas during that time. So Trey not able to really take out ATB during that fight. ATB showing us almost the pinnacle of a Zarya player. I mean, this is probably the best Zarya I've seen outside of our own Deity, and so this is saying something. And so I'm very impressed by the way ATB is being able to stay alive, keep his charge up, and also keep his teammates alive. And so that's just something that UCM is going to have to try and find a crack in. UCM continuing to try and push this point out. Rickless Morty is switching off onto the Junkrat, trying to do some stuff. We do see a hammer coming out, but DD Gaming is going to try and do his best to hold out here, but UCM going to take a lot of damage. We do see basically Aquinas pushing all the Qs to make sure that they can cap the point here. UCM trying to get out and contest it, but I don't think it's going to work out so well. UCM continuing to try and contest Jonah onto that ball pick, and UCM just swinging right around. And we do see Jonah trying his best to do some stuff. Rickless Morty coming out onto the tracer. Red Polka out on the Moira, and we just see ATB just melting people on that 60 energy here. Reckless Morty coming out as well, but not going to do anything else. Does get trapped, but UCM will not be able to cap on the point here, so Aquinas will take the lead in the series right now, 2-0. And so UCM, this is not looking so good for us. This is not where we want to be at all. And so UCM, I mean, we saw it earlier today, but the question is, can UCM rally after this? Hopefully we're not too tired or mentally tired to be boomed by this, to where we don't have an opportunity to show, you know, our strats. You know, nobody likes watching a finals game that's, you know, a sweep. Nobody likes that. So hopefully UCM can rally and make it to where this becomes a very interesting finals match. So we'll see what the map pick will be right after our short break.
Taylor Industries is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports, a family-owned and operated business.
Are you ready for the interview today?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get right to it. What's the first thing you would buy with $1 million?
Well, I would probably try to keep some of the money for later, but I would probably buy a house.
What would be your superpower?
I would have the power to be invisible.
What would the title of your book be?
The story of Marcus.
What would your last meal consist of?
I'd probably just have pizza as my last meal.
If you could cyber enhance one body part, what would it be?
My arm.
First game ever played?
Trying to remember now. It was a long time ago, but I think one of the first games I played was Mario.
What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
It depends, but I really like Weird Al, so I would have to say Elmish Paradise by Weird Al Yankovic.
You're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be?
I would say probably Crazy Plum.
Imagine opportunity. Got it? Good. Now pursue it. Choose the right college to cultivate it. Discover your passion, your talent. Now share it. Embrace it. Go global. Find support, network, build your team. Set a goal, work hard, achieve it. Be proud of yourself, celebrate it. Discover UCM, discover opportunity in action.
Are you ready to start the interview today?
Might as well go.
What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
Car jam?
Yeah.
I don't know, anything EDM.
What was the first game you ever played?
That would be some Atari game. I'll go with Pitfall.
Who would narrate your life?
I'd have Cuss to do it from the Overwatch League.
If magic was real, what spell would you try out first?
Turn into a dragon.
Would you rather have a third eye or a third arm?
Third arm would be way more useful.
What's the first thing you would buy with $1 million?
An epic gaming setup.
Where's your dream destination?
New Zealand.
Where do you drop the line between soup and cereal?
No comment.
Fair enough. Describe your perfect day.
Playing video games, learning more about it.
If you were a salad, what kind of dressing would you be?
Caesar.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So we are on Havana right now, so this is where UCM was able to turn things around last time, so hopefully UCM can do it again. And so this is just where it's going to get super fun, super quick for everybody involved. So Let's see here. UCM will not be held at spawn by Aquinas College. I tip my hat to you, sir. You believe that you can hold the point without having to be in their spawn. So we'll see how well this works out on the side of Aquinas College, how this strategy will work. Jonah is pushing up forward here. Reckless Morty is on the Widowmaker, it does appear, and trying to see if he can get any kind of sight lines going on. Deity trying to keep Jonah up and alive. Deity getting a little bit low, but he does get re-healed up and everything. We do see Evelyn going a little bit low on stuff. McBunny looks like he's trying his best to keep everybody up and alive. You see him pushing up forward hard. Aubrey is going to take a little bit of damage, but does fall down. Jonah taking lots there. Immortality field up on the side of UCM. Sleep out onto Noah, but is woken up by the side of Deity. UCM continuing to push stuff through. DD Gaming is on the Ana this round, so this is going to be interesting. Double heavy support healers here. Lots of sustain that we want. Obra takes out Trey. Jonah going in skin deep here. ATB going after DD Gaming. And UCM will lose a good chunk of source healing, so Jonah trying to fall back and try not to die in this instance. So UCM going to have to fall back and regroup. And so the one thing that seems to be so dangerous here is ATB. Like, Obra and Evelington have been doing great on their DPS rules, but ATB has been the one who's been doing a lot of this stuff here. Going on the flanks, going after the backline of UCM. Something you don't usually see from Azaria, and is able to keep up high charge, and is doing a lot of dueling and competitiveness with Deity. So UCM is going to have to really work hard to make sure that ATB is kept in check here. UCM continuing to push forward. Obria is getting a little bit low on that HP. Noah probably waiting to see if he can get a nano boost out onto the side of Jonah. Hammer down coming out. And so UCM trying to do their best. High noons on both sides. 2 people down on each. We do see Jonah getting low on that HP life, though, and UCM will be taken down here. Peek down, though, so Red Polka might have helped out switching this around. Only the tanks for Aquinas are here, so UCM has a bit of an opportunity if they can push in there and try and take down those large health pools. We do see ATB falling back and just keeping Noah alive as best as he can. Trey trying to do some stuff. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of Aquinas. Dragons? Do I hear dragons? Yes, Obra coming in with the dragons. We do see a nade onto ATB. ATB is a little bit low on that stuff, but Noah does take a shot here. Trey getting revenge, saying finally, only took 2 maps, was able to kill the Zarya, guys. So Trey doing as much as he can against that such a strong Zarya play that we've seen so far today. UCM able to get the payload pushed and to the first point. Going into the distillery here, and this is where it's going to get dicey. Hopefully UCM is able to try and push this all the way through. Jonah looking to see if he can get up here and try and get a good chunk of chip damage so he can get his shatter up and running. Does get something onto ATB as his bubble lowers. And so UCM just trying to contest this high ground away from Aquinas. And so UCM just holding around the drums here and making sure they're not within too much LOS. They're wanting the tanks to come to them. And we do see Noah and ATB trying so hard to drain through. Amplification Maker coming out on the side of Aquinas. UCM going to have some fun here. The Red Polka is taken down by Evelyn. Jonah taken up by Evelyn as well. ATB pumping out some orbs. We do see Reckless Morty trying his best to take care of people, but we do see Noah taking out Deity with a charge. So UCM's going to have to fall back and regroup here and try and recontest this high ground. ATB, it looks like he's going to do a little bit of cheeky hiding here. He's going to try and hold on to his charge here. So UCM going to have to really know where ATB is at all times. So, you know, again, I can't say it enough. It does look like ATB's kind of carrying the factoids here of Aquinas College. And so UCM just needs to be able to target that, understand that, and do something about it. So it looks like we will be taking the stairwell here on the side of UCM. Jonah trying to do some work. Deity taking out Evelington. So that's something. We do see we hear dragons coming out, and Obro taking out the Red Polka. Support line is down for UCM. And so Nano Boost, though, is pulled out on the side of Aquinas. Questionable, but anyways, UCM is pulling out a good chunk of ults here. That might be what the plan was here, but Jonah is probably going to fall here. He will to Noah. Noah low on that HP, but Evelyn getting back here in time for the next fight. And so the Nano onto the Rhine on the side of Aquinas College. I don't know if that was supposed to be insult to injury or if there was a panic that Noah was going to die. Because Noah has been hitting a little bit low on that health point there, but a lot of the times ATB's there to save his butt and bring him back from the dead. So that might have been why Peak pumped that out there, but I don't know. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of Deity. Dragon's coming out as well. High Noon coming out from Evelyn. Again, the support lineup for UCM is taken out. And so UCM is going to have to try and do this with only payload heals, which is going to be a pain. And so UCM going to have to fall back a little bit until, you know, DD Gaming and the Red Polka are back. So UCM it's just going to have to try and hold on to here. Deity, we see here, is only at a roughly a 10 amount charge here. And we do see coming back. Okay, so we did. So there were some deaths here, so we do have a reset onto ATB's charge here. UCM nano boost again onto North. Never mind. There must have been a reason why. Peak must just be making these things in a factory faster than the COVID-19 vaccine, but UCM continuing to do some more. Oh! Jonah takes out ATB with a fire strike as Noah takes out Rickless Morty with a fire strike as well. Deity low on that health pool and waiting to see if his supports can get back in time to heal him up. And so UCM in dire straits here. We do see the red polka onto the Baptiste here still, but DD Gaming swapping off onto the Lucio, wanting to use that speed to insulate in. And so the red polka just can't peek as much because he's being checked by Obra. So UCM is going to have to try and not die a lot. And so red polka, again, a little bit out of position here, getting low on health and is taken out by his counterpart in McBunny. So UCM is down their main health sustain there. UCM going to have to just try and regroup as quickly as possible. And so, but they need to get this payload pushed farther, and hopefully that they can at least get to second point. That would help them secure so much. UCM into final fight territory. Graviton Surge is up for ATB along with the Shatter and Dragon, so this could be it. We do have High Noon almost online for Evelington, and so UCM just has to try and get something done. ATB looking. Trey looking for a High Noon, and so Graviton Surge coming out on the side. ATB gets him in there, and then when you see Jonik getting lots of health trickle down, Jonik taking a lot and is taking out DD Gaming down as well. Hammer down on the side of Noah, and UCM just trying to stay alive as best they can and contest this point. DD on point, but not really much else is going to happen there. UCM is just going to have to let this go, and so it's not the worst push. It's not the best push. This is one of the areas of Havana that is very much a pain in the rear to get through. And so UCM able to get to roughly a halfway point on Havana here. And so do remember, folks, this is match point. If UCM cannot stop Aquinas from capping this point, basically getting the truck here, then UCM will lose the finals, and UCM will not be able to, they'll come in second, which is not terrible. I'll be proud of my boys if they do that, but I would like them to perform at the highest level that they can, and I know you do too. So UCM will be probably pulling out their traditional let's hold the spawn door, which, has a 50-50 rating of working, so we'll see how well that operates. But we do see Noah hopping onto the Diva. I don't know if that's going to stay as a thing. It's probably there mostly to contest the high ground in case UCM has anybody up there. But ATB staying on that Zarya, and as I've said throughout this broadcast, ATB has been a lot of the key factors as to why Aquinas has been able to secure what they have. Again, not taking away from like Evelington and Obria from doing as much damage output as they can. And I mean, Peak and McBunny have been keeping everybody up as well. But again, ATB just being the star and being able to secure things and doing the wacky plays basically on those flanks and getting to the backlines of UCM. UCM, as I said, holding onto this spawn door. Don't like it, but I get it. So UCM getting ready to see if they can hold on to the spawn doors here. Obria going on to the Bastion here, and he will pop out, try and take a book from Trey here, it looks like. So UCM is going to try and hold up here. Noah taking lots of damage here, and does get an No Mortality field pulled out. Evelington taking out the red polka. Deity taken out by Noah. Jonah taken down by the Bastion of Obria. So UCM is going to have issues. Rickless Morty does fall as well, and that will be it. UCM not able to continue. So Obria, though, not as gutsy as Trey as to staying onto the Bastion. He will swap off onto the Hanzo now. And so now we see UCM having to come into a charged up ATB and Evelington holding on to the background here. And so it does look like they're going to be trying to do a little bit of a flanking maneuver. So hopefully UCM understands that the fact that they saw that Noah went up there, that there's going to be people in there. It does look like UCM will be trying to charge up here. Evelington takes a shot onto Jonah with the Shatter. Not the Shatter, the whatever. Anyways, UCM loses Trey there, and so UCM's going to have to back off a little bit. Noah getting super aggressive here, and so not really much else to really contest and punish them with. Evelington throwing out this flashbang. Hammer down coming out on the side of Noah, but Trey does take care of Noah. Oh, but there is a Mercy on the field. I missed that. McBunny swapping off and going on to the Mercy there, mainly for that resurrection play there and good healing and whatnot. So that's kind of rare to see. Very interesting. Deity up here on the high ground trying to contest it. ATB and Squad is just going to keep pushing up. ATB again with high charge here compared to probably our own Deity. Deity only at 85, whereas ATB has been holding on to a good 190 charge here. But we do see Deity getting back up into there. So UCM is going to try and watch the stairwell like a hawk. And so UCM going to have to do some work here. Jonah holding up onto the high ground there. Noah and ATB seem to be wanting to hold on to this. We do see, Noah going down. ATB low on health, though. ATB does get wrecked. Trey taking on his counterpart in Evlington. And so UCM is in some good contention here. And so he's trying to pump it out. Trey taking out Obria. And UCM is able to stall out that push. So, but 4.5 minutes, folks, for UCM to prevent Aquinas from capping here. That's going to be a super tall order, but I believe our boys can do it. UCM is just going to have to play smarter, not harder. And so we're going to see Trey out here on the flank. It does look like Aquinas is going to be coming up onto the stairwell here and trying to see if they can pump that out. We do see Reckless Morty pumping out the arrow. They do get the information that they are going to be off onto the backside here. And so we do see Trey trying to see if he can get some chip damage out onto Evlington. Evlington watching that. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of Aquinas. Reckless Morty taking out Noah and UCM Dragons and Aquinas Dragons. Reckless Morty doing better with his Dragons than Aquinas. And UCM will be able to capitalize on that. And it looks like they're going to be trying to continue to stagger out Aquinas. They do see Evlington. And so, that was a dual flashbang. Evlington staggered out. And UCM will be able to hold on to that team fight again. Another 3 minutes and 30 seconds, folks. We're going to be here for a little bit, hopefully. Praying. UCM, again, holding off onto it. Trey taking a risky angle. Trying to see if he can get a quick headshot, double tap onto some people. ATB watching out to see where everybody is from UCM. Trey just watching the flank area here, trying to see where everybody is. Waiting to see if he can get some chip damage. Does see peek there. UCM just going to have to hold on to some stuff. We just see Jonah dropping onto the low ground as the payload continues to move forward. It's getting closer. Trey getting his high noon up, but is slapped and destroyed on the side of Aquinas. So Trey is down. Beat coming out on the side of DD Gaming, so UCM trying to pump through. Barrier down on the side of Noah. So Hammer comes out, though, from Noah. Doesn't do anything. UCM trying their best to try and contest this point for as long as possible. Obra taking out the Red Polka's DD. Oh, no. There's a high noon behind. Evlington takes out DD Gaming, and that's going to be it. Basically, Aquinas will win this series then 3-0. UCM will not be able to win out on the finals, but, that's just how it goes sometimes. Trey, though, is going to get play of the game here. And so UCM will have to great semifinals and then just, kind of a dud of a finals if you look at it like that, because we just expected so much from UCM after such a stellar performance against Cornell. But, stuff happens. So with that being said, we'll be right back with the Taylor Industries post-game show right after this.
Can you let me down?
everybody, and welcome back to the Taylor Industries post-game show. That wasn't the strongest showing from UCM as we saw against Cornell, and so that might have just boiled down to the fact that Aquinas was just more ready, and again, just better strats altogether with some of the ideas that they had going on there. Again, ATB being probably their player of the game, I would say so. Again, the majority of Cornell did well, or not Cornell, Aquinas did well in those situations, and so that's just kind of hurtful there. UCM able to put up some fights here and there, able to hold their own in certain situations, but in the end of the day, we just weren't able to stand up against Aquinas College. So congratulations, Aquinas College, for being the champions of the GVU Cup friendlies. And so that's going to be that. But UCM coming in second, that is not terrible. Again, saying that we came against a very strong semifinals match, and that is something that I believe will be remembered for quite some time amongst our players until at least the next semester when we hop into the next leagues and tournaments. And so while we're here, we will mention who our Culver's player of the match is. It is Sean Gallagher, Rickless Morty, as you know him. So, UCM struggled here and there, but Sean was able to capitalize on certain areas, was able to keep the team kind of a little bit together with his DPS plays here and there. And so I do believe Sean deserves the honor of having the player of the match today. And so, it's a tough loss probably for UCM, coming off of that Cornell match just about an hour and a half ago. But again, I'm thankful for GVU for putting on this Friendlies Cup just so that we could compete, since other leagues that we were a part of decided not to have it this semester. So I do appreciate that, and I thank you, GVU, for having this happen. And so I thank all the colleges that participated within this tournament, allowing it to become a thing. And so that's great. Not a tournament, a cup. And so I'm just happy about that. And so also, before we leave, if you want to be a part of the UCM Esports team and try and improve it or make it better, or create your own teams, or create your own game titles to be competed within the UCM Esports environment, or be a part of one of the 6 titles that we have currently, we do have our fall 2021 application out right now, which you can find on any of our social medias or in our Discord channel, which is linked all within the description of the Twitch channel down below. And so, or it's linked, if you're watching this on YouTube later, it is in the link of the VOD. So, looking forward to seeing all the applications or seeing anybody else who's wanting to be a part of this. But, that'll be it for UCM today. Do keep an eye out, because I do believe our Super Smash Brothers team is competing in another tournament as well. So if you want to go check out our Discord channel, the link to the channel that is streaming that tournament is up there. And so go cheer on our boys there. And also, that will just be it. There's no more alsos. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time.